Well, the House will reconvene this morning for a second reading on Hawaii's same-sex marriage bill. It's then expected to get a full vote. After 5 days of testimony, lawmakers voted 18 to 12 yesterday in favor of the measure. One House amendment broadened religious exemptions, another deleted the provision over parental rights, and a third moved the date same-sex marriage ceremonies could begin to December 2nd. The House is set to meet at 10 this morning. Now, again, the House will reconvene this morning for a second reading. And Representative Chris Lee serves on the Judiciary Committee, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you know, as we said, a number of amendments have been made. And so where do you foresee problems from the Senate opposing this bill?
You know, I don't think the Senate will be opposing this bill. I think the bill came out of the Senate with a very strong 21-4 vote. It's clear that at this point we need to pass a bill to ensure equal rights for all and live up to our values of aloha and respect for all here in Hawaii. And so I expect the Senate to go in, take a look at the language, and it's likely that House and Senate leaders will begin talking about moving the bill forward in the next few days.
Right. Well, yeah, the House did pass. You expect the House to pass this bill today?
I do. It's going to be a vote today. There's probably going to be a vote in a couple days, and then it'll move back to the Senate.
Well, many have been criticizing the leadership in the House and how it's been handling this bill. What is your reaction?
You know, I think it's unjustified. I think we want to make sure we have maximum public input on this. And the only way you could do that is in a special session like this. It's unprecedented to have 55 or 57 hours straight of testimony. We heard from, I think, 20,000 people who submitted their thoughts on the bill. That would never happen during a regular session. You'd have probably 48 hours notice during a regular session. Here we had 7 weeks that we were coming into this, where the governor said, we have time, we want to hear from the public, and we did so over the past week.
Well, and opponents had been saying that they want this bill to be put before voters to decide. That's obviously not going to happen if the House moves through with this, the Senate approves it. What's your reaction?
I don't think the votes are there for a constitutional amendment to put it out for the next public vote. I think more than that, though, this is an issue of equal rights, and we're not going to be putting it's not fair, I should say, to put this up for a public vote. You don't vote on people's basic rights. And I think if you look at the history of our nation, looking back at ending slavery, at women's suffrage, at civil rights, and even interracial marriage, those weren't put up to a public vote because those are values and basic rights that are protected by our Constitution. And that's where the rubber meets the road, and that's why we have an obligation to move this forward and make sure that everybody's treated the same.
All right. Well, I guess we shall see what's going to happen later on today. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
And again, we will be having Representative Bob McDermott coming in just a few minutes. He's one of the opponents of the bill. So we'll hear both sides of this issue coming up.